Hello, I'm Gemma and this is Non-Fic Books, and today I have a tag video for you, which is really good because, as I said in one of my previous videos, there isn't going to be a review just yet, because A, I'm reading far too many non-fiction books at once, and B, I've been in and out of hospital with a very good friend of mine for the last few days, so I've read nothing but really enjoyable chick lit because I've just needed something happy and cheerful. But that's not exactly a non-fiction, so there won't be reviews coming up for those. So this tag, I was very kindly tagged by the lovely Lil at Lil's Vintage World, and this is the Literary Picnic tag. And she had this really glamorous, very fun party going on, and I think mine's going to be slightly opposite. My imaginary party is going to be in a pub with some drinks and some nice food, just a really nice, chilled out sort of place. And the first literary author who I would absolutely love to invite would be CJ Sansom, the author of the Dissolution series, as well as Dominion and A Winter in Madrid. And he's one of my favourite modern authors. I think his writing is absolutely gripping. But besides that, I just think he would be a very interesting person. He has studied law as well as history, and that just sounds fantastic to me. People who go into law quite often like a drink, so that's a good sign. Nice and get in the conversational mood. And then history is a big passion of mine, so I think he would be really interesting. And then my next person is the poet Simon Armitage. I'm sticking with entirely, currently at least, alive authors because otherwise I would be repeating a lot of what other people are saying, Austen and Wilde, and I think it would be a bit repetitive, so I've set myself the challenge of only going for currently living authors. And Simon Armitage is one of the few poets who I absolutely love. I don't understand poetry very much, so I don't get that attached to very many poets, but I do absolutely love Simon Armitage's poetry as well as his prose. And he's a Yorkshire lad, so that's even better. We do love a bit of Yorkshire, it is my home, I do love it. And he has a really dry wit, but he's also fiercely intelligent, really well read, and has done a lot of interesting travelling on top of that. So I think he'd make a very enjoyable companion at a bit of a chilled out party in a pub. And then the next one is the author Lauren Willig, who wrote the Pink Carnation series, among other things. Again, she studied law and as well as European history, I believe. So a lot of them have quite interesting combinations between them, with different people liking both law and history, so I think the conversation should be very interesting between this group of people. And when I used to have a Facebook page, I used to follow her quite a lot, and she just seems like a really nice person who'd be up for a laugh, so I thought she'd be a wonderful addition. The next one is the paleontologist Richard Fortey, who specialises in trilobites. You may have seen him on TV because he's been in quite a few TV programmes about the past and the history of the Earth, but he's also written some books, which I find absolutely entertaining, and I really recommend them if you like sort of natural history but very well written. And he just sounds absolutely fascinating. He seems very personable from his TV shows, his writing is great, so he again seems like someone who would be a really good laugh and sit down and chat over some drinks. And then the next one is my probably at the moment favourite author, Barbara Ewing. She has been an actress as well as a writer, and I adore her writing. She predominantly does historical fiction, which are absolutely incredible. She's really well travelled, so again you've got the sort of history link as well as being well travelled and having a lot of different viewpoints to bring to the table, but her writing is fantastic, and for someone who writes so well in a historical fiction bent, her modern setting writing is also incredible, so I think she would be a really interesting person to have a sit down and a bit of a chat with. And then my last one, because I wanted to keep it quite small, because I think we'd all have a nice long chat, is the author Gail Carriger, who I absolutely love. And again, she has an archaeological past, so she'd very much be adding a really interesting slant to the conversation, and she just seems absolutely hilarious. You can't write those books without having a great sense of humour, and she's a really big fan of tea, which is very important, because especially if you've had a heavy evening drinking, everyone wants a cup at the end of it, definitely. But I think those people would be a really good, fun mixture of people to sit round, have a chat, and really just spend a few hours giggling away about the past and books and all sorts of interesting things. So I'm going to tag 3 people, and that is Jordan from Where There's a Quill, Leanne from Literary Diversions, and Sam from Novels and Nonsense. If you've already been tagged, I'm sorry about that, but if you haven't, please do this video because I think it'd be really interesting. Thank you very much for Lil again for tagging me in this, and I'll link everyone that I've mentioned down below. And if you'd like to do it, just do it and leave a link down below because I'm really interested in this tag. It's quite good fun. So hopefully I will see you in a video soon. Any comments you want or questions, just leave them down below. Bye!